Alright, my lads and lassies, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing video number 4 on SFIN, Songbird Finance Token on the Enosis ecosystem, building on the Songbird and Flare DeFi ecosystems. First of all guys, just taking a quick look at the price, we can see we have dipped down a little bit lower. There has been quite a little bit of volatility with the market. The narrative out there obviously is it's the war that's going on. I think we were all expecting maybe a little bit of a dip in Bitcoin, which is going to lead into other things. I've been pretty happy to see that, a lot of altcoins in this low market cap range have created a lot more than 20% in the last couple of weeks. But for me, SFIN is holding pretty strong. And yeah, I'm happy with it, guys. Moving on, today we're going to be talking about some on-chain metrics. We're going to be discussing the SFIN Rich list, guys, which I have created. Spoke about this couple of times with community members. Seemed to be some appetite for it there, so I wanted to go ahead and look at the on-chain metrics, download them. I spent the morning, guys, on this Excel sheet here crunching the numbers for different groupings on the rich list. Hope you guys will enjoy it. I'm also going to take a quick look at some stuff on the Enosis DEX and some adoption that we're seeing with Enosis and my thoughts ahead. So yes guys, firstly taking a quick look at the on-chain metrics. You can type in this into your browser if you want to check this out. Firstly it will take you to Songbird, and then you got to type in SFIN here to see the Songbird Finance on-chain metrics. Total holders 23,670. As this video goes on guys, I will show you how our total holders is actually much closer to 10,000 or even a little bit lower than that. One point to highlight here is that the Treasury wallet now holds 28.66%. To me, this is like non-circulating supply. This is this wallet, a year or two ago was up to 6,000-7,000, and they have just dwindled down over time by offering more and more products on the Enosis DEX, such as these liquidity pools. Currently, there are 17 of these on Songbird, which is pretty substantial. Some really cool offerings here. You can see some of these APYs up to almost 600%, 255, 299, 105, 3, 1, 4. Actually, some amazing yields here. But I would caution anyone who is going to get into these liquidity pools to learn about impermanent loss, and also just put in a small little bit in the beginning. These pools will be here for a while. You don't need to rush in and feel FOMO with this. They're going to have more product offerings over time. The newest ones are the FXRP. We're going to have other blockchains being bridged pretty soon. Doge, Bitcoin, Algorand, Litecoin, and so on. So no need to rush in. Dip your toes in and check it out and see what it's about. I've played around with them before, and I've made some nice SFIN off it, and I've been burnt with a little bit of impermanent loss on some things. But always happy to collect that SFIN. So yeah, moving on guys, the reason I created this video, what I spent my morning on, the Songbird Finance Rich List. Here we go, my dudes and my gals. So I've created this box here with the groups of birds, I've called it, grouped by the number of SFIN. Less than 1, 1 to 5, 5, 10, and so on. You can see here the number of holders per section. So it's not like this is just between 1 and 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20. It's not like 5, 10 plus. In this is just the 5 to 10 wallets, just the 10 to 20 bracket, and so on. And I've done a little bit of maths down here. One thing I haven't included here, if you're trying to analyze this and like thinking that something's kind of wrong, I have excluded the Treasury wallet. 3,153 Songbird tokens, as we can see here. So yeah, just crunching the numbers down here. And oh yes, the point that I made earlier too, guys, this is 10,000 wallets. That's actually the max you can download when you're on this. You guys can check this out as well if you want to double check my maths, and I'd be really glad if other community members did that. Please go ahead, critique me, and check my maths out. But yeah, you download it here and it tells you the max you can do is 10,000, and this is what it looks like when you get it onto an Excel. And just to show you guys, I'm not fudging you around. You can see it stops at 10,001. My top line is a header, so that's why it's 10,001. yeah, quickly getting back to the largest holders. Um, I have done the maths here as well just to show you guys, 7844 is all of these numbers added together minus the 3153, and when you add that in, it takes you to 10997. So the wallets say below 10,000 maybe make up, 2 SFIN, maybe not even that. Maybe my maths with the fractionals here, I haven't added all that up. I just added the main numbers. Um, so yeah, we can actually see, on the Songbird, this has been this way for like a long time, and the Enosis people may very well have contacted CoinMarketCap about this, and they just don't really care because it's a low market cap. But self-reported circulating supply is 3,250, but looking at the on-chain metrics, it tells a different story. It's actually 7,850 maybe, or thereabouts, with 3,150 still held by the treasury non-circulating. But that actually takes us up to a market cap of 2.8 million, which is roughly about 25 bitcoins. So yeah, that's not that huge, guys. But I mean, Bitcoin is over 100k a token, so that's what you get. And yeah, just mentioned here, all the 17 liquidity pools on Enosis are all paying out in SFIN, and APY Cloud has finalized on Coston, and I'll try and show you guys why I believe it's actually finalized the product. They're just waiting for certain things to happen. Yeah, firstly, taking a look at this is from way back in the day. Things have changed slightly from this, and there's new additions as well. But I think it's cool to look back and see what the initial kind of white paper and the initial vision was for SFIN. The current use cases back then was participating in liquidity pools, which is still FlareX, now Enosis Dex, is still an offering. Staking in Flare Farm to earn more SFIN. That was a product they used to have. You could easily stake your SFIN and just get, easy money, and there was no risk like impermanent loss. That's now gone, but we're on the door of APY Cloud, and we know from their initial white papers the minimum APY would be 5%, maximum would be 35% on that. And they'll have a treasury backup, so if it ever goes below 5% for some reason, they have more funds to add in, and if it goes above 35%, they'll actually start taking little bits out and adding it in for future payouts. Also, there was staking in loan staking to earn a portion of redemption and borrow fees. And obviously, yeah, the much talked about APY Cloud yield coming up. Primary governance over SFIN is, each token holds quite a decent vote. It's like one over 10,000. So if you hold 100, that is 1% of the vote. Yeah, also, future use cases, launch pads on Flare Farm, collateral option on Flare loans, and providing it is covered on Flare Mutual. And I believe there very well may be other products that are being built that they cannot talk about currently. Can't talk about currently. This is what he said just a couple of weeks ago, guys, June 10th. He spoke, Flare Networks tweeted out what we build on Flare. He mentioned all the products they are working on and kind of have, some of them have finalized, obviously the V2 and V3. But yeah, he's also has these emojis down here that he hasn't fully disclosed. So we know there's more to come on Enosis. Jumping around here again, this is a post that Darren Thanamos made on March this year. Just got most of the team together again in one place to try to finish up a number of things, hoping to have updates soon on governance, APY Cloud, drops, Hermes, NFT staking, and something new. Goal is to have a lot of things finished and ready to drop when we get F assets on Flare. Until then, we are building for momentum rather than spending it. So you see here, guys, to me that implies that they're waiting for F assets to be released, and they're probably, trying to line that up with some market liquidity, which in my opinion is around the corner. I think this market has gone sideways for quite a while, since November, December there of last year, so I think that liquidity is coming this summer. And that's not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's just my humble opinion. But yeah, that's what I mean, guys, when I say that I think APY Cloud is done. They're just waiting for the right things to line up. It'll be more impactful when you release it now. You might get some people that may hear about it and be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But if you release it at the same time as F assets, a lot of people are getting onboarded onto F assets because it's bridging a lot of chains over, and that inherently bridges a lot of people over. And then they see APY Cloud they released at the same time. They're like, oh, what's this? It's something that is a yield aggregator and pays you out some nice guaranteed APY. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Moving on, this is back on September 19, 2023, deep in the bear market. And he is saying, oh, by the way, Together Songbird and Flare Networks topped $1 million USD in DEX volume in the past 24 hours. Probably nothing. Guys, that is pretty huge for something like Flare and Songbird in a bear market. And Enosis, obviously. They are building slowly. They have said before that TVL is not really their game. It's more about DEX volume. And I think yeah, when it comes to this bull market, we'll easily see 10 million plus volume at certain times. And with that, some crazy price action and crazy onboarding to the Enosis and Songbird Flare ecosystems, leading them all the way to Songbird Finance Token. Once again, I think what people are really will be fascinated about SFIN is the circulating supply. We've all seen throughout our lifetimes that the more scarce something is, people just have this extra level of FOMO, and they put this extra level of value to it. Not saying it's not valuable, we clearly see it is with the different products it's releasing, but people will, this will attract a lot more people when they see this low circulating supply, and people feel like, yeah, they get a couple of them, then they're in a special community, they're in a special group of people, because only 11,000 people could hold one, and as we know from the rich list, that's not going to be really possible for more than maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people max, and that's probably being over considerate, because yeah, we just, looking at these numbers, it doesn't feel like that amount of coins is out there, and 2,000 to 3,000 people. Does that seem crazy, guys? That might get onboarded here and might go, well, I want one of these, or I want 10 of these, maybe even. How quickly could something like that get bidded up? Pretty crazy to think about. This is another one, posted around the same time as that last one. There it is, 500k volume on Songbirds. New goal, top 25. Yeah, pretty cool stuff, guys. Moving on. Airdrops are finally over. Next step for HLN and APS, which are like, APS is the SFIN on Flare Networks. It's the governance token, and HLN is governance token number 2. Next step for them, guys, governance and APY Cloud. This was back, over almost a year ago at this stage, back in August last. Yeah, and this is what we touched on earlier, guys. This is all the products that Enosis have, that people may be attracted to when they're looking at the Flare networks. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. That's what I wanted to cover. I hope you all enjoyed the SFIN Rich list that I put together. It took me a couple of hours this morning to work on this, and it was in the works for a while. Spoke about it with some community members like my buddy Mick. And yeah, we'll leave it right there, guys. Hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll catch you in the next one.